would you like to start with an opening statement?
Yeah, I mean, one, it's always tough to have a loss, but with the way our players played in the second half, to get it to a scoreless second half, when you're down 28-3, it's your last game, you're not going to a bowl, you can imagine what goes through your mind. Does these guys, how much they want to play, how much is it into them? And it sure meant a lot to them. It was awful. They were awful proud to be here in a game like this and wanted to show their best. And so, the game was kind of like our season. Our defense has got a lot of seniors there. Our strength of our team, when they play well, we have a chance. When they play well offensively, we not only have we got a younger offense, but even in pregame, I didn't know we lost Van Edwards. Our two playmakers, Dre Williams and Van Edwards, came out for pregame. They've been hurting all week, and they told us they could not play. Then we lost Bull, our starting tackle, first series, and it got downhill from that for personnel. But we came back and made first downs and made some running plays. I know we didn't score a lot of points, but we were trying to guess what to do during that time. The thing that kept us in the game, kept us the second half so respectable was the defensive takeaways. You know, I'm sure South Carolina said we gave it up, but you'd like to think our defensive guys said they took the ball away, they stripped, or they made great plays. But that was what kept this thing where it was, and that's what we told our if we wanted to make this game close. And although 28-3, it probably is not what you'd call close. To make it respectable, you had to win the turnover battle in a day like today. But Cato went out there still banged up and played very courageously. And but like I said, I was awful proud of our team, because when you want to see what you're made of, what kind of character. And this is my 25th year as a head coach, and you worry, will they come out and play their hearts out? There's not much to go for except pride and for your school and for your team, and we did that. But I'm awful thankful. South Carolina's got a very fine team, and I know it's how hard it is to win the SEC. And for Will to get them to 3 bowls his first 3 years is quite a credit to him and his staff and this football team. And I see nothing but a bright future for them. And 20 points, even that's awful good to hold this team to that many points. And the weather was a factor, but that was awful good for us. But creating turnovers like we did was important. And I'll open up for questions.
Coach, I talked to you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You saw anything on tape that you could get done offensively? It looked like you could throw the football a little bit against them.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we that's one thing we felt we could pick at them. After a while, they recognize what you're doing, and those become more difficult to complete. Then the rain kept coming, the balls kept getting wet, and it gets tougher and tougher. You know, I was pleased that we could run the ball some at the end. We really couldn't run it for the entire game, but number 11, I think you see what we have with we got a 235-pound running back in there that can make some things happen because of his strength and his ability to run power football. And that's what we try to recruit. We got some young guys that kind of size in the backfield that'll help us down the road. But overall, we Dre, our big playmaker Dre wasn't able to go, and we have to move people around, and then you worry about passing too much because you get sacked. And we have so many different people on the offensive line.
I don't know what the final numbers are on Jamal Davis, but they had a hard time blocking him. He was all over the place.
You know, Jamal is one of the top defensive ends in our conference, and of course he signed with Pitt out of Canton McKinley High School and transferred back home to play for us. And he's quiet. He has good twitch, and he can play with a lot of players, you know. And so he's he's got a bright future, because he's, like I say, stand-up linebacker who learned to play down with his hand on the ground mid last season, and now that his college career is over, hopefully he'll get a shot and play a little bit with his hand down later on.
Terry, with the kind of situation in this game, 4 wins, you can't make the bowl. Do you look at this kind of like an exhibition in a way and put in a bunch of younger players and see what you might have for next season?
Well, I think two things. One, our players, we don't want to take away from our seniors, and they worked hard. And our seniors, we didn't win the games at the end this season that we wanted to, but these seniors have had probably as good a career at Akron as we've ever had as a Division I team since 1987. They've won more things. They've elevated our program. This year, we lost too many close ball games to get them where they wanted to go, which is back to a bowl and to a conference championship. So you didn't want to not play them, getting back. So you give them a chance to play good. But I told we had 2 goals. One, seniors, every one of you guys, whether you're from Florida, you want to play Florida State, or Miami, or you're from the South, you want to play in the SEC, or you're from Ohio, and you dreamed of playing for the Buckeyes, you all dreamed of playing in this conference or some conference like this. Well, go show them what they missed. Go show this is your chance as seniors. If you want to play on Sundays or have a chance, this is the first video of our season they'll look at, maybe Northwestern, Iowa State, this game. And so that's the second one. It was an audition. I said, you young guys, you guys, we're playing some freshmen, some young guys. You have a chance to audition. This is we scrimmaged young guys this week like a bowl week, and we scrimmaged young guys, and a lot of those guys got a chance to show us what they could do. I think of Keandre White, number 11, our true freshman running back, got a great opportunity to play a lot of football. You saw some of our young guys like Jeremiah Knight and some other guys that played well, and some other defensive players that played well. I think Zaire played well in the Jacobs in the secondary as a freshman. So you're right, both those goals. But I think our seniors deserve to go out there and try to play their best in a game like this. And so it was two pronged. But we did not want to come in here and just play young guys and say you seniors sit on the bench. That really wasn't the plan completely.
Coach, you always say that there's 3 or 4 plays that dictate the outcome of the game. That blown coverage on the second touchdown,
Yeah.
and then the mistake on the punt really cost you 2 touchdowns.
Well, look at the first half. I mean, this team has been so explosive and has been so explosive lately in the first quarter. They've been bad early in the season, but they go out there and they get we have the punt off. We field the ball and that we work on a fair catch, and we get to the 14, take a sack and go down, and now we're punting off our goal line. They get a 38-yard drive off a punt off the goal line. The next play, we muff a punt, and they get an easy touchdown. Then we bust a coverage and get a 68-yard something. That was round 68-yard touchdown pass. Then they had the one drive before the half that went the distance. So you got 3 touchdowns. One's a 68-yard one-play drive. One's a muff kick they recovered in the end zone. The other was a 38-yard drive after we're punting off our one. And so you're able to go into the defense at halftime and say, man, you gave up one drive. Kicking game gave up a couple. We busted coverage. Our safety didn't come across fast enough on the pass. You're doing a good job against the run and against it. They came out and took that into the second half. So when you say does it come down to a few plays, yeah. And then quad early, we had a touchdown pass again. He's wide open, and we got a chance. We're going to hit him for a touchdown. I think it's going to be 14-10 at that point, as opposed to 14-3, or it might be 10. Yeah, it might have been right after they scored their second touchdown. He drops it. We come back and miss the field goal. I think he missed a 52-yard field goal where he hit the upright, and that's a big point swing right there as well. But those are early plays. Now, does that change the outcome of the game? That's just we can say what we want to, but the other big plays of the game that kept it close were the turnovers and us created turnovers. So those were just 3 that you look at and you say, gosh, if we're going to win games against big games than we have in the past, you're going to make those plays, and you've got to make those plays in games like this. But the weather, you hate to play in the cold, nasty rain. It's just not much fun, but it's the best upset weather you can have, and you just got to hope you're not the team making all the turnovers, and we weren't making as many.
Coach, what does it say about your team that you came out so for your defense, that it came out so strong in the second half, forced one turnover, and shut Carolina out?
Well, like I say, it means a lot to me as a coach. In 25 years, you have years where if it's a building year or the season's over before the last game and you don't know how they're going to play, and it just worries you that they won't play. And to me, it showed I've felt like this senior class has a lot of character, and they are a really great bunch of guys. And I thought they would play as hard as they could. Especially we had a lot of players that couldn't play in this game that we didn't know until we came into the game. But that says a lot for them to come out and know that they are 28-3 against a bowl-bound SEC team, that's put a lot of points on the board the last 4 or 5 games. And so it says a lot about the character of our young men, and because you want to make sure you set the right stage from an attitude standpoint for next season. And I think that's what happened. There was clearly not this point, well, so much for this. But I think they set the stage. The young guys see what it means to fight in a game where maybe the outcome can't be changed, but maybe it can, but mainly by just coming out and playing like they did. They made a great statement that our young players surely will want to emulate as they get older.